Okay, today I'm going to talk about the attack, militant Al-Shabaab, I believe they're called, militant Islamic attack on a U.S. Kenyan base in Kenya, Africa, and basically it's a response from the Islamists in support of the Iranians and against America. So that's pretty much it. Not everyone, is gonna be keying in on that, just because people don't know shit. So if you're not watching the news or you didn't catch it, essentially, some Islamic terrorists decided to punish America, a military base that's in their country. Probably, they're there because of economic reasons and just to subvert China's influence. I'm pretty sure AFRICOM or whatever they're called. And so the base. I saw a quick picture of the base, and it really didn't look like a Vietnam fire base. Well, in some ways it did, but the border, the fence line to the jungle was very minimal, hardly any clearing, and they probably are not super ready for attacks. They're not like vetted like a Vietnam fire base would have been, which took heavy attacks, but they put claymore mines outside. The perimeter had perimeter watches. They had a lot of attacks where people broke the wires, they call it, the barbed wire like crazy. I'm sure it was something like that, but this looked like they were too hemmed in to really see what was going on. The attack was probably at night. And anyway, American forces lost one, as of this recording, one uniformed soldier and two, civilian, Department of Justice workers or whoever they are. Not a lot of information as of Monday morning when I'm recording this, being that it was a weekend and all the news people are probably drunk at home doing whatever they do, but there was a bit of news on it. So anyway, just to summarize, the U.S. and citizens in the United States will be targeted, as this is evidence. There is a call out for revenge against America from the Islamists, and it's interesting that it's not just going to be Iranians. Whoever has access to us as a country can attack. So I think it's going to go on for a good amount of time. The danger is going to be around for a year or more until something's sorted out. Either a war starts and we just lock down again, like Patriot Act, 9/11 style, or enough attacks have satisfied Islamists, bribing the Iranians, which Obama did, giving back their money. Didn't really work. They probably weren't going to attack at U.S., but they were definitely expanding in the Middle East, their influence. And then the fact that the U.S. Embassy was being targeted, and this general comes in, lands in an airport. It's like Ho Chi Minh landing in Portland, Oregon to support, Antifa. That's the kind of thing it would be. Would you, or maybe another country, let's say Mexico, because it wasn't actually U.S. soil. So Ho Chi Minh lands in Mexico, or Che, I don't know, name someone, guerrilla leader, right on your border, and he attacks your embassy in that country next to you, or something like that. That's essentially what this attack on the embassy in Iraq spent years destroying it, spent some time rebuilding it, at least some infrastructure, and just the illusion of power. So embassies are, you know, micro nations within other countries, supposedly. It doesn't really make sense, but it is a way to inflame things. Just attack an embassy and see what happens. So, yeah, so the embassy attacks, the Iranian overtook the U.S. embassy in the 70s, and they're going to come and do the same in Iraq. So what do you expect the president to do? Sit there and just say, oh, we don't want to inflame things. Things are inflamed. What I feel bad for is the Trump family and people like that are going to have security for the rest of their lives, because they're targets now for at least a good amount of time until this blows over. But yeah, imagine having to be protected for like the rest of your life. Anyway, let's end this now.